guys, welcome to the first episode of our bullying series, and the first topic I'm going to be talking about today is workplace bullying in respect of being bullied because of your size and people making negative assumptions of you. And I'm working off of one site that I find is relevant to kind of UK information. It is run by the government. It's www.direct.gov.uk. I will put the link below so you can look into it yourself as well. I do know there's other sites in the States, but as I'm not 100% sure on them, I'm not going to pass on information that I don't personally kind of like know myself. So I'm going to start this off with a personal experience of workplace bullying due to your size. I started a job a few years ago when I was about 21, and I went in as a supervisor. And coming from like one council to another, I kind of assumed like everyone was kind of like at the same. On the first day I started working, there was a male member of staff, and his first comment to me was not hello, not introducing himself. It was, wow, you'd be so much more attractive if you weren't so big. I was pretty shocked by that, and my first thing was, wow, you're incredibly rude. Don't talk to me like that. But sadly, the bullying carried on. I was also suffering from harassment, and it got to the point where I actually had to put a grievance in, and then I decided to leave that council and go to another position that I felt more comfortable with. Now, the first section I'm going to be talking about, I'm actually going to be reading off some information which you guys may find relevant. Hopefully in the US that you guys will find this relevant, and anyone that's watching it from anywhere else in the kind of like world. So the first bit is, you shouldn't have to put up with bullying at work. Find out more about what bullying is, and if you think you're being bullied at work, what you can do to stop it. And the next bit is, what is bullying at work? Bullying at work is when someone tries to intimidate another worker, often in front of colleagues. It's usually, though not always, done to someone in a less senior position. It is similar to harassment, which is where someone's behaviour is offensive. For example, making sexual comments, abusing someone's race, religion, and sexual orientation. This also includes if someone has a medical condition because of their size as well. You cannot make a legal claim directly about bullying, but complaints can be made under laws covering discrimination and harassment. If you're forced to resign due to bullying, you may be able to make a constructive dismissal claim. So hopefully that's kind of started the topic up. Examples of workplace bullying. So in relation to being picked on because of your size, obviously being picked on, colleagues saying some things, being humiliated in front of your colleagues, so like made fun of. So if you're eating lunch, they'll make a comment about you eating lunch. Regularly unfairly treated in the sense of you are not put forward for projects, in the sense of they just assume you're lazy because you're not an average size. Physical or verbal abuse of actually someone standing there and shouting at you, calling you names like fat cow, fat bastard, that kind of thing. Being blamed for problems caused by others, where they make automatic assumptions about you, in the sense of, say, a deadline wasn't met and you were in a team and you were directly blamed for it just because they assumed you were lazy. They didn't talk to the entire team. Always given too much to do, that you regularly fall foul in your work. So in the sense of, they give you loads of work and it's not realistic, you don't have support, you don't have a suitable time frame, and they display you and yet again accuse you of being lazy, or she's so big or he's so big, no wonder they couldn't do it. Regularly threatened with being fired, unfairly passed over for promotion or denied training opportunities. Yet again, that could relate to your size as well. Bullying can be face-to-face, in writing, or over the phone, or fax, or email. So also, this kind of covers up the sense, if you apply for a job in a kind of retail shop for dresses, and they turn around to you and say like, oh, we can't employ you because we want you to wear our items and you won't be able to fit into them. That's unfair. That's kind of like unfair judgment on you. Say if you're applying for a job as a hostess at a restaurant. A claim did go through a while ago, I think in the States and the US, where the woman actually took the company to court over it because it was prejudiced. They were making assumptions. There's an official name for it as well. Also, in the sense of, say, a woman has recently had a kid and is losing the baby weight, and she's told by her employees that she needs to lose weight, or she's losing clients because of it, because she's not attractive enough, she's not bringing in the sex appeal. So not just with bullying, it doesn't just cover off one thing. You could be actually receiving different forms of bullying as well. So it can be covered up in kind of harassment and victimisation as well. The first thing I do suggest before you take any action is go and talk to someone about it. Maybe it could be a work colleague or one of your managers, and just sit down and chat to them about what's going on. It may not actually, what you class as bullying may not be actually classed as bullying to someone else. So it could be that a whole miscommunication thing. So if someone said a comment to you about, oh, you're getting big, maybe it was a passing comment, or wow, you're doing really well losing weight. If you keep up at it, you'll be able to look like you used to. To some people, they may find that's a suitable thing to say to you, but you may not. Another one before taking any action, because obviously it's better to kind of deal with this as simply and easily as possible, so there's less stress for you, is maybe if you feel comfortable to actually sit down, write down what you're going to say, and talk to the actual person that you feel that is bullying you. You do need to stay calm, maybe take a notebook with you and have bullet points and just talk to them. Sometimes this does actually work and you don't need to take any further action against them. Now, if you feel uncomfortable doing this, or they decide to carry on, or they're actually getting worse and other people are getting involved, you need to seek advice before anything else. So you can speak to someone how you could deal with the problem informally. So you could contact a representative in your trade union, which I do suggest everyone joins a union. It's one of your human rights. They're absolutely brilliant. They do not cost the earth, in the sense of they go by how much you pay. I've contacted my union before, and if they're not able to deal with something, they actually pass me on to other organisations that can actually help. You can also talk to someone in your HR department, such as like human resources, because generally those are the people that kind of controls the policy and procedures and the guidelines that are set out by the company. You may want to talk to your manager or supervisor and let them know what's going on, because they may be able to do sit down and do a mediation between you and the bully, where say you've spoken to the bully and they carried it on. The manager gives them one opportunity to kind of save face, apologise and not carry on with it, because you brought it up to the manager and now the bully thinks, oh, I'm not going to do it now because they've taken the next step. Also, there are some, for larger companies I do know, there are kind of specially trained staff to deal with bullying and harassment problems. And they're kind of like counsellors as well. They give you information, they give you some support, and sometimes they're called harassment advisors. If bullying is affecting your health, such as you're feeling more depressed, you don't want to go into work, that kind of thing, please do visit your doctor, talk to them about what's going on. Because you may need to actually take some time off if you're suffering from serious stress and depression issues. Another thing that I do suggest, which I had to do when I was the supervisor, I ended up having to, I tried to speak to the person in question, they didn't do anything. I went to my line manager, she then didn't do anything, and then I went directly to HR and they got involved. I also spoke to my union as well, and they advised me that I need to keep a diary of record of what was going on in the workplace. You need to date it and time it. You need to bullet point what went on, who was involved, and what was said, and how you were made to feel, kind of thing. Yeah, I think Sarah's just come back through the door. Right, the next thing you need to do is kind of make a formal complaint. Making a formal complaint is the next step if the problem can't be solved informally. And to do this, you need to get hold of your employee's grievance procedure. Now, most companies list this on their website. If not, you can contact your HR, and they should be able to send you a copy to you, either in hard copy or via your email. You can also get kind of like guidelines of grievance procedures on websites as well, which companies have to follow. It's a legal requirement of companies as well. Okay, the next thing, sadly, if it's not being dealt with, it's carrying on. You can't stop the bullying. You are stressed out. It is getting worse. You feel like the company is not supporting you and protecting you, and you feel that even though the employer's grievance policy has been followed, it doesn't stop. Okay, and the next thing you need to do is take legal action, which means going to an employment tribunal. You do need to get legal professional advice before taking the step. So you can't like bring it up like at your work and say, I'm going to take you to a tribunal. You need to contact like the Citizens Advice Bureau, maybe talk to a solicitor. A lot of solicitors kind of give you a free kind of half an hour session before you need to pay for anything. If you're obviously earning a certain amount of money, you can actually receive legal aid. Also, your union will pay for your legal costs as well, and they will actually support you through this procedure. Complaints can be made under laws covering discrimination and harassment. So if you feel you're being bullied because of your side and you feel you've been discriminated because of it, then that's a loophole that you can go through. If you have left your job because of bullying, you might be able to claim unfair constructive dismissal. This can be quite difficult to prove, so it's important to get advice from a specialist lawyer or other professional. So I hope this has helped you. If you guys have any problems, please do contact me. I will put some links below as well. If you are going through this, I do understand what you are going through. It is difficult. I do kind of advise you to let you know that when you decide to take it under formal action, it does go on for a long time. It is very, very stressful, but no one should suffer from any form of bullying, especially because of your size, because that does not affect you being able to do the job properly. It doesn't affect your ability to work and having the freedom to work safely and without stress. I hope this helped. I'm going to be doing the next video as well soon, so I'll be getting these kind of uploaded during the week. Take care, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye bye.